All right. Today we're gonna have we're actually gonna go inside this thing and clean it up. What I mean by that is, well, the cassette doesn't work because I know the belt is bad. Phonograph works, record player works, AM/FM works, but we got a scratchy volume knob here, which I know that's just crud inside there, and this slider here, this tone slider, is also a little scratchy, and all of these buttons are a little scratchy as well. What happens is, when they get dirty, they will impair or impede its ability to function as it should. Like when I was playing a record, I was only getting the speaker, and when I hit this button a couple of times, both speakers came alive, which tells me there is dirt inside here. So real quick, we'll give it a very quick sound test. We got us some Chet Atkins Christmas here. And then that's a little dirty. I think the dirt is inside the tone arm mechanism. There's a reed switch over there that activates this motor. And if it has a little dirt in it, you're going to get that stubbornness.
Jingle bell, jingle bell rock.
Alright, both speakers are working right now. You hear that scratchiness in there? Alright, well, I don't want to get a copyright claim. Every time I do something these days, I get a copyright claim. Not a strike, but a claim, which means if my videos ever start to produce any monetization, somebody else will be getting it. And I don't want to do all this work and have somebody else collect on it. So, anyway, we're going to get inside here. We're going to have a look at this belt because, as you can see, I will show you in a second. When you bring the tone arm back over, it stops the record rotation. So we'll put that over here for now. And check that. Now you can see that these cap stands are not going to put this on tape. I hear the motor spinning, but nothing else is happening, which tells me that is a belt issue. And after all this years, I believe this is a 1984 model, so, you know, that black rubber doesn't last forever. So, slide that back in like so. The whole thing is very clean, and nothing seems to be broken. Handle works fine. There's no corrosion in the battery compartment, which is really nice. I just think everything needs to be cleaned. It's like I said, it's 30 years old, 35 years old. So, yeah, let's get to it. All right, I dug the broken belt out, as you can see. You hear it's pretty brittle, and it snapped right there. So this is as far as I have gotten in my access so far. So you can see that the belt will run around this pulley right here. Here's your motor. This pulley and that pulley right there. And that will drive the entire system. Yeah, it doesn't look like the belt is shredded into a million pieces, which is really nice. Which will actually give me an opportunity to measure this belt. So there it is. That's good. So I gotta get into this thing a little deeper. I gotta see if I can get access to those push buttons, these push buttons right here, so I can get some squirt. Oh, I can get it right here. All right, be right back. But I did put a rubber band, which is a no-no. Don't do what I do. I did put a rubber band on here that is a little tight, meaning to say it's a little smaller than this belt. I just wanted to do it to see if the tape would work, and it does work, but the head does need to be cleaned and demagnetized. So motor works, which is fine. Fast forward, rewind. As you can hear that spinning too fast. Fantastic. Let's check the loudness. And I don't mean the volume, I mean the loudness. Your signal boost. It's working. It's a really good clean. I did use my contact cleaner for the switches, and static seems to be gone. Seems to be gone, so yeah. finish putting this back together, and be right back. So yeah, we're going to take this brush here, nice soft brush. We're going to get down inside these crevices. You can see all that dust in here? It's fitting out of there, that dust. I mean, it's just dust though, it's not grime. It just means just sat around for years. Not some funky shithole, just a dust hole, like every place in this city. I'm going to start using some Goo Gone here. And then I will go try to source a belt. Equipment here. And which is good for me. Good for many of us who buy this stuff and like to open it up and see if you can get it to work again. And put a new belt on it from Turntable Needles. And yeah, so I guess the big key is to figure out the length of your belt. In my case, it was kind of intact, except it just split directly in two, so it was easy to measure. And we're going to get inside this thing and see if we can get it to play well. Alright, so here are my belts. I ordered 2 belts. Only one of these belts are going to go for the Panasonic that we're working on. The other belt is actually going to go for an Iowa portable cassette deck with an FM pod. Got that project underway as well. But you can see that they supply 2 alcohol pads. And that is basically to clean your wheels inside the item. Mine actually look good because my belt did not break down into like a black goo. So we're going to get this thing routed in here and give it another try. So basically, here's your motor. There's a pulley on the other side of the motor. I don't know if you're going to be able to see that, but the belt wraps there, comes up around this pulley and down through this pulley. It's pretty damn simple. And then, so yeah, we'll have to see how that goes. Stop, rewind, fast forward, play. Feels like, hear that noise? It's like I got some dirt in that switch. Which switch you say? I'll show you. Got to be careful with this turntable. There is a switch right there. I'm going to spray that with some contact cleaner. See it? This switch right there. Contact switch. Let me spray it. Alright, so we're going to demagnetize the head now. Feel a little buzz in my demagnetizer here. And I'm going to come in very slowly. And we're going to work that entire tape deck area. And see if we can't get it to give us a little brighter sound. And I'm going to have to get on my knees for this because, you know what? Let me put this in the play position so I can see my head. I'm going to work from right to left, slowly. Just touch it right on there, on that record head. Hold it. You can feel a little vibration when it's actually working. And again, you don't want to pull this thing away fast because you run the risk of completely magnetizing your head. That little vibration means it's doing something. Doing the whole thing. Now, we're going to pull this away very slowly. Well, we do have some of our high frequency back, which is what happens. You lose your high frequency if your heads are or magnetized. So demagnetizing your head, and we'll give you your high frequency back. This thing never really had a lot of high frequency. Like I said, there are no separate tweeters. These are single cone. What you get is what you get. That's all there is. This wasn't designed for high fidelity. Like I said, this perhaps was designed because they could. But Panasonic had been doing this for 20 years at this point. They had always had a portable radio with a flip down turntable, either flip down or slide out. And they never were great sounders, but they were convenient. So you lived in a small studio, you know, you had your cassette, your AM, FM, and your record player, and you didn't take up a lot of space. And some people are not that keen on spending a lot of money for a great sound because some people can't tell the difference, and I don't mean to offend anybody, but however, let's give this a sounding now. It's working, so yeah, that's all I can say. And I'll give this a clean up and put that one up on a shelf, and I will probably sell that this springtime. It's working all as good as it can all possibly work. And of course, the radio always sounds the best.
It's complicated.
So yeah, there you are. Cassette deck is not the best. Turntable works okay, and we've seen that in the past. And yeah, so.
Can't you see?
Love that at Walgreens.
That'll wrap this video up on the Panasonic SG-J500 or SG-J500. I'm not sure about the model number, but yeah. Anyway, it works. Satisfied with that. It was worth the effort. And yeah, cool. I'll move out.